Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So today we have our dividends for not two, but three Roundhill funds. We third one, RDTE today. So let's go into those and we'll do some spreadsheet analysis. Let's first go over what the dividends were. So for RDTE, it actually looked really impressive. Here we go. So we had 36 cents, which distribution per share is the highest of the three. Um, for QDTE, it was 25.6 cents. And then for XDTE, it was 18.8 cents. So not terrible, not our best, but not terrible, but definitely impressive for RDTE. So with that, let's go right into the spreadsheet and put these in. And we're going to have like a third line or a third cluster in the spreadsheet now for RDTE. So here is the spreadsheet. I'll get around to sharing this in the Discord at some point for those of you that want it. So let's do this over here, scroll here, and look, I'm a little more prepared than usual. I actually already have it up over here. Okay, so let's do this. So for XDTE first, it looks very similar. Yeah, it's actually 1 cent less than it was last week, so it's going to be 0.1881. And then for QDTE, let's put this in the Lucan format and do all the fancy stuff in a second. So for QDTE, we actually went up to 25.6747, and all the decimal points are relevant. So let's do this here, center, and then we'll add our third column for RDTE later, but let's cover these two first. So for those of you that are new, as you know, we plug and play with this one. I like to keep it to 4 decimal points over here. There were 5 trading days in the week. Let me zoom in nice and big. So for those of you that are new, let me just go over. So it's the weekly dividend, the number of trading days in the period. I make it monthly, then I annualize it. I take the current share price, the percent yield, which is cells T divided by U. So it's the annualized dividend divided by the share price, and then I track the price change, and then with a hypothetical 100,000 invested, how many shares would it buy you, and then what the weekly total would be. And you can see this fluctuates quite a bit. Our best weeks were within the last 2 months. At some point, we were up to like $833, then 750, and so on. So let's go ahead and make this monthly, and then annualize it. So 978. And then let's look up the current share price for XDTE, see how we did. It is 52.65. So we recovered a little bit. Here is the actual dividend yield currently. And then we want to take this minus this. So we went up a whole 24 cents. So that's going to be, let's see, 59.49, 45. So it's only actually a 45-cent difference from the initial share price for XDTE. So there's hardly any NAV erosion. They're really capturing all of this with the overnight and stuff. They're doing a great job. So it would be 357 weekly, and then annualized, it would be 18,577. So there's that one. Now, if we take this one, I need to expand this by another week over here. So it's actually 12.42%. We went up a little bit. So that's our actual realized dividend so far for the year. And I believe now we are like half a year into this. I want to say, let's see, 27 weeks. So we're just over the half a year mark for these, which is incredible. So that's over 6 months that these have actually been trading. Okay, now let's do QDTE. Make the relevant decimal points here. Let's make it monthly, annualize it, take the current share price over here. So QDTE, 42. So we did go up here too. So it's 42.62. So we went up like 50 cent, or shall we say 50 cent, or close. So this is 31.33%. If we drag this down over here, 46 cents that we actually increased, close to 50 cents. So let's do this over here. This is going to be 419 minus 46. So it's 373. So there's more NAV erosion here, but not as much as there is in or it's more than XDTE. So here we go. This is the number of shares we would get. This is going to be our weekly dividend, $602 and change. Annualized 31,325. That's that. Let's adjust this one over here. Q57. There we go. So that's 18.48% for the year so far, which that's half a year. Now, you don't want to assume, some of you might take this and say, oh, half a year, times this by 2 and 36% for the year. I mean, that could be close to being right because you see annualized as 31% here. It was as high as 67% when we just calculate it. If we take the highest weekly dividend and times it by 52, of course. So, moral of the story, on $200,000 invested, you would be looking at a projected annual dividend payout of almost $50,000, 49,903 and change to be exact, divided by 200,000. That is a 25% rate of return. So now what we're going to do, we are going to add another column over here, and we're going to start tracking RDTE. So check this out. So this is our newest column because we've got 3 of these, and pretty soon we're going to have a lot more because remember, they're going to come out with weekly covered call ETFs to compete with YieldMax, basically. So let me type this in again here. So we had a pretty decent dividend for RDTE. It was actually 36 cents. So this is going to be 0.360323. There we go. Make that $sign. Center that puppy. 5 trading days. So we're going to have to drag and drop some of our formulas here because this is going to be a new cluster over here. So let's do this over here. This is actually going to be this, see it knows, times 4.333. Trust me, that's coach's math, but that is exactly the amount of weeks there are in a month. Trust me on that one. This one's going to be times 52. See, I like it. It knows what I want to do. That's why I like spreadsheets. Okay, so RDTE is $44.31. And then this divided by this, I love it. It knows exactly, it drags the formulas down. Okay, there we go. So 42% dividend payout. Oh, this doesn't. Let's see. This is oh, you know what? Since we're starting, we can't quite calculate this yet. So we'll have a calculation for that next week. For this one, it's going to be, there we go. That's how many shares we would buy. We want to make this, we want to roll some decimal points over there. And then there we go. So this would be $813 for the week. This would be 42,286 for the year annualized. So that is RDTE. So now we officially have a third cluster. So we're tracking XDTE, QDTE, and RDTE. So far, the winner this week will keep the competition tracked. So far, it's RDTE. As far as NAV erosion, the winner is obviously XDTE because we started at 53.10. We've only lost even 50 cents. So what did I say? 45 cents. So only 45 cents of NAV erosion here. Whereas over here, we have like $3.73 of NAV erosion. So that is that. Let's do a couple of comments here. We only have one so far. Welcome. So let me know if you all have any questions, comments, or concerns on Roundhill. The Roundhill strategy still continues to dominate. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. Let's go to Seeking Alpha real quick and track their total return. So let's go over here. And we went over this with Austin, the fund manager, yesterday. This is actually pretty close to what Bloomberg's shows because we tracked this for his fund. So let's type in XDTE. We'll do a quick comparison. So we're going to add XDTE, QDTE, and RDTE. And then we've got the S&P. Let's add the Qs. And then let's add IWM for the Russell. So let's track these compared to their indexes. And let's go from, at least for these two, from March 7th. So let's track March 7th, 2024 real quick. And let's go all the way over to present day, which is actually today. So here we go. So price return, XDTE is positive, QDT is negative, S&P is up 11%, RDTE is already up 6.81%, the Qs are up 8.96, IWM, so check this out. RDTE is tracking almost identically with IWM. Granted, this will probably drop at the ex-dividend date because the first dividend just got paid out. Let's track total return. So for total return, we are for XDTE and QDTE, we're tracking very close to the indexes, as you see here. XDTE is the S&P 500, QDTE is the NASDAQ 100, of course RDTE is the Russell. So for S&P 500, XDTE, that is 13.72%. So it's actually outpacing. How about this? It's outpacing the S&P. So they're getting some alpha from the overnights, right? QDTE is also slightly outperforming its index as well. So is RDTE. All three are outperforming their index. So that's pretty phenomenal. Anyway, so that's the Roundhill update for today. We're also going to go over very soon the yield max dividends. We've got weekly dividends coming from all over the place. So let's see. I need to shop. I need to stop willy whacking around and just go ahead and buy XDT. Yeah, do it. Why not? Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and join Discord. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.